Hello, how are you doing? Welcome along to FTUK's weekly live stream and a very happy new year to you. Welcome. Hope you've had a good Christmas and a good new year, and you're ready to get back to the table. I've brought with me my winter cold, so I apologise for my voice sounding a little bit strange today, but what can you do? We always get a cold at some point, some awkward point in the year, although it's never a really good time for it. Hope you've had a good Christmas and you are ready to tackle the markets for 2025. I feel like it's going to be a good year, and you're with the right prop company, I can guarantee you that. Make sure that you join our Discord. As always, if you're not part of our Discord community, and scan that QR code that you can see on the screen, and our moderator, Reza, will take very good care of you. And yeah, it's going to be a very good year, I think. Also, as well, you'll do yourself a favor by subscribing to our YouTube channel as well. We're looking to really grow the YouTube channel over the course of the next 12 months, and there's going to be a lot of content on there, so it would be great if you join in and please put comments on the videos and all that sort of stuff, and we'll always answer your questions. What are we going to be doing? Well, there's a lot of plans for the new year as a whole, and we're going to be quite focused around contests. Certainly for today, because we've got the release of the January Jumpstart, and obviously the Festive Fortunes contest has now finished. But let's have a look at what we're going to be talking about today, because there's quite a few things that we need to go through. I'm going to be talking about the new year, what to do. You know, is it time to get serious now in January? The answer is probably yes. Also, as well, I'm going to look at instant funding, the starting balances around that. We had some Trustpilot reviews over the last few days, which are unfair, I would say. So I think it's a good idea to talk about those in the live stream and explain why the instant funding is structured the way that it is. We've done it many times, but you know, we've got to go through it. Then we'll have a quick look at the Festive Fortune results, which is now finished, and those prizes will be going out over the next couple of days. And then we've got the live start for the registration period for the January Jumpstart, which is starting a week late. So if you didn't manage to get involved in the registration last week or just over the new year when it started, then you will be able to do that today, no question. Right, let's start. So January, new year. Now, it's a bit of an old cliche, isn't it? New year, new me. Everybody goes down the gym. They stop drinking alcohol. They stop stuffing their faces, and they start getting fit. You know, you get that big reset feeling. It is a cliche, for sure, but there's no question that in finance, it is a bit of a thing. There isn't really a better time in the year that you can have to actually reset everything. Take stock of where you are, look at what you're doing, and actually make some meaningful changes. Now is the right time to be doing that, because a lot of the professional money is not in the market yet, and there's big meetings going on in banks all over the world over the next few days into the next week, and then that money then gets put to work and positions get taken. So it is a really good time to start thinking about what you're doing as a trader and how you're developing and any issues that you're currently having. It's very easy to be a trader and you get blinkered and you get pushed down a funnel of working in a particular way, and then you blink and we're in April. And you've actually not really changed much from September the previous year to where you currently sit. So now is a good time to make those changes, because if you don't, we're going to get into the year and it's then harder, because you're then wrapped up in markets which are obviously very, very distracting. So it really is a good time to start doing some meaningful work on your own trading. What does that look like? Well, it can be various things, to be honest with you. Depends what it is. Depends where you are in your journey. You could isolate some bad habits. That's always a very good thing to do, and start to fix some things in your trading that you're not happy with. You could maybe focus on one particular strategy. If you've been ping-ponging around different types of strategies, then it's a good idea to actually just look at one specific thing and get good at doing that. And now's a good time to start that process. Maybe you want to look at a particular way of mapping out performance to the year. Where do you want to be by the end of the month? Where do you want to be by the end of the quarter? What does your trading look like by the time we get to the summer holidays? Where would you like to be? Now's a good time to start thinking about that. It can give you a real boost of energy as well. How about embracing something that you've never done before? People that will watch the live stream will know I'm absolutely a massive fan of embracing fundamentals. I say it all the time, and I will say it again now. If you've never looked at fundamentals, start today. You'll be staggered at how much improvement you'll find in your trading if you embrace fundamentals, and then where you'll be in the summer. You'll understand so much more about what's happening in the macroeconomic picture. It really is massively important. Or how about maybe instead of just following along on YouTube videos or TikTok videos or basic sort of like strategies and technical analysis, why not learn technical analysis properly? Why not actually start to really dig into it instead of just drawing a few trend lines and saying, well, this is the way it works? Actually start to understand some of the detail behind technical analysis. It's a fascinating subject, and as a result, I'm going to give you a book recommendation. Obviously, we don't do investment stuff, but I've been trading an awful long time, and there are trading books and there are trading books. This is a trading book that you definitely want to get a copy of. It's this book here. I've been talking about it for years when I've been doing streams and stuff like that. Technical Analysis of Stock Trends by Robert Edwards and John McGee. It is by far and away the best book ever written on technical analysis. It is superb. It sort of trumps anything that you'll find in general information about technicals online. Now, this is a picture from inside the book. It's pretty thick. I think it's about 470 pages, so it's quite in depth and it's quite heavy. You'll see that some of the charts, they don't look that good, and that's because it was written in the 1940s when they actually used to draw everything by hand. It's kind of strange to think like that, but they would get sort of like just graphed paper and they would just draw daily candles on the graph paper and just follow it along, and that's how people would build their charts. Excuse me. It's strange to think that, and that's why the daily time frame is always such a big, important time frame to be across. We don't need that as much these days because of the way that TradingView and the trading applications make the analysis of any chart possible on any time frame. We're really spoiled for choice, but back then you couldn't do that. So a lot of that original technical analysis thinking about why patterns form, why certain technicals play out the way they do, was built and designed because of how things mapped out on daily timeframes. Now, this is a book that's all focused around the analysis of stocks. So it's stock charts. However, from a technical point of view, it's no different on any other market. So you don't have to be a stock trader to benefit from the knowledge that's in this book. It really is I cannot vouch for it enough. I've been saying it for years. This, for example, here, this is a picture of their explanation of support and resistance. No question, it's the best explanation of understanding of what support and resistance is in the market that I have ever come across. I know there's a lot of people that follow things like ITC and stuff like that online. I mean, it's nothing compared to how they define support and resistance, how decisions are actually made by the different participants in the market to form areas of support and to form areas of resistance. Chapter 12 in this book, dip in and start reading. It really is. You will not regret it. I think the book costs, I don't know, it's about £30. Which is about, what's that, I don't know, $40, something like that. It's not a massive outlay expense, and as a purchase now in January, you will definitely benefit from doing it. And if you do decide to do it and follow along, you will improve your technicals, because not only will you get stuff on understanding how chart patterns form, but you'll get the detail of how to trade them. That's better than just buy here and sell here. You get the explanation is far superior. So it is worth your time. It is worth your money. And for that sort of price, I can't see why I wouldn't want to. The best way to tackle this book as well, if you're relatively new, because it is quite dense, is dip in. Don't start at the beginning, because it starts with Dow theory, and read all the way through. Just dip in and read a few pages. That's the best way to get access to it. Look at some sort of like, you look at Head and Shoulders, something like that on your chart, and then take that information from here and just dip in and out. That's the best way to sort of cherry pick your way, because if you start at the beginning, it's likely you won't get past chapter 1 or chapter 2 because it is quite dry. But there's no question the detail is superb. So definitely get involved in that. Right, okay, as a result of that, to kick you off into the new year, we have an amazing offer, and that is this. Use the code NEW40. We start the new year with a massive 40% discount on all of our accounts, all of our programs. You get a huge discount, and you get also also you get an extra 2% drawdown. It's an outstanding deal, and it's not going to be here for much longer, because into January we're going to be starting doing lots of other exciting things around different sources, which I don't want to reveal just yet, but it is going to be cool. But this offer, I can tell you, this is the best offer that you're going to find at the moment. So don't delay, grab yourself an account. You get a level 7 unlock added in there as well, plus extra drawdown on your account as well. It's superb, so definitely do that. Okay, let's talk now about this before we get onto the January Jumpstart live registration start. We had a number of Trustpilot reviews over the last few days, which have really focused around instant funding, and it's very frustrating, and it's sad to see these kind of 1-star reviews from people that just if you've followed FTUK for a while, you'll know that the way that the instant funding is structured is deliberately like that. And this review here says that it's misleading. This is clearly a scam, because the starting balance, if it's a 50k account, it actually starts at 12,500, a quarter of that size, and therefore it shouldn't be. It's not right and stuff. So we get a bit of that, but what they're doing is they're misunderstanding why that is structured like that. And there isn't anything misleading in it. We've been very, very transparent about that, and we've talked about this in detail on the YouTube channel a lot. And you just need to talk to any of the members of the team, and they will always give you the detail of why that is. So let's quickly go through why we structure instant funding the way that it is. So, say for example, you got a $10,000 account, and you get you buy the instant funding account. This is not 1 steps and 2 steps. This is just purely instant funding, and the starting balance is a quarter of that. You start on 2,500, but you purchased a $10,000 account. What is the reason for that? Well, it's very, very simple. It all comes down to this word here, and that is risk. The risk on these accounts is very important as a consideration from a business point of view, and it's something that we have to do. We have to pay attention to it, because basically anybody can walk in off the street and purchase an instant funding account. Now, if you look at this table here, you'll be able to see that we've got an example of a $10,000 instant funded account. The drawdown limit on that is $600, which equals 6%. Now, that's the standard for the instant funding account, but we have to carry that risk as a company on that initial starting balance. And there's a problem with that. And the problem is that anybody can walk in off the street and purchase an account. We don't know who they are. We don't know how good they are. And they may just instantly blow the account right there and then if they're not particularly risk averse. We don't know. So we have to have a way of trying to somehow manage that. So we think as a company, it's fair to ask the trader, in the fees that they're paying to get access, to stand behind some of that risk as well. So what that means, it means that from an instant funding perspective, on an account that was $10,000, it would mean that initial risk of $600, the trader would need to stand behind that whilst getting the access to that level of firepower. Yeah. So it means that from a cost point of view, in reality, the instant funded account for a $10,000 starting point should cost $600, but it doesn't. It costs far, far less than that. So if you then extrapolate that up to the biggest size account, a $100,000 account, that would carry an initial risk of $6,000. So that would mean that the actual price point for that account, if we were to going to offset the risk, should be in the region of around about $6,000. Well, it's not. It's $1,499, and there's a good reason for that, because that price, it doesn't exclude anybody that can't afford it. So by people saying that the way that we've structured it is somehow sort of misleading, no, it's not. What it does is it acts as an on-ramp. It acts as a ramp that allows us to offset the risk whilst keeping the account affordable, so that everyone stands a chance of being able to get involved. You don't have to have $6,000 to get access to that level of capital. That's why. That's the reason. So it does overall, it does a very good job of doing that. So those are the two problems that you can see there. So what the solution for all of this is to split the account into 4 pieces, and a quarter of that brings that cost point down so that it is accessible to everybody. It keeps the entry cost low, which is what we need to do, and then it also allows that entry fee to then offset the risk that is on the account at the level of 6%. That's why. So what it does is it acts as a sort of like an on-ramp into instant funding. Now, some people will then come back and they'll say, well, really what this is it's a sort of like it's a one step in disguise because you're asking people to sort of trade a bit and then scale up. Well, actually, no, that's not true because there is no evaluation attached to this. This is an instant funded account right from the start, and you can then withdraw from level 1, I think it is, as soon as you've done that initial start point. There's no evaluation, there's no assessment. So it's not an evaluation and it's not a one step in disguise. There's very, very good, clear reasons as to why it is set up the way that it is. So if you, for the guys that posted those reviews on Trustpilot, they need to understand what it is as a product, how it is actually structured, and there's nothing hidden about that, and we've always been very, very open and transparent, and I think it's fair enough. And anybody that watches the video, watches the live stream, and will go through it, will see that as being an advantage. And all you need to do is hit that first target, and then you get access to that level of funding, and you've also been given that level of funding at a much cheaper price point. It works for everyone. That's the reason why. And if you're a good trader, then it's no problem. That's the thing. Okay, right, let's move on. Let's talk about the Festive Fortunes. The results are in. We have a winner. It was a very successful contest, traded all throughout the month of December. And if you head over to the client dashboard, you'll be able to see the results on there. The first place has been awarded now. 37% was the winning amount. $37,111.20 tagged the first place. So congratulations to the winner, and everybody else is on there. Now, hopefully we're going to get some interviews from some of these guys in the top 10 over the course of the next couple of weeks. So that's going to be something that's going to be interesting to listen to, how they did it, because I think trading in a competition is not particularly easy to do. So it's good to see that it was very, very popular. And obviously we now move on to our January Jumpstart, which is just literally around the corner. We did intend to launch it a couple of days ago, but we've had to move it because there was a lot of demand to get in, and there was some more problem with people with fake accounts and stuff. So we've shifted that forward. It's going to open in the next couple of minutes, I believe. Oh yeah, we're not far off, I don't think. And if you want to then register it, it's going to start on Sunday night at 10 o'clock here in the UK, UTC time, and for the rest of January. And it's the same type of deal, amazing prizes. All you need to do to get involved and register is, let me just bring up my details. You can see it here. If you head over to the link that's in the description, www.com/January-Jumpstart. If you head over there, you'll be taken to this page here. This is the registration period. Just click on that link in the description and you'll be able to get access to all of the details that you need to see. You get $1,000 for first place. This is going to trade throughout the rest of January. All the trading rules are on here as well. They're also in the FAQs as well. I've put this one right at the top this month as well. I cannot emphasize this. What is wrong with people? One account. People keep trying to get multiple accounts. Please stop doing it. You're just ruining it for other traders. It's only one account per trader. Be nice to each other and give everybody a fair chance of getting involved. So that's the top of the pops on that one. One account per person, and then we've added some more stuff in here about the account protector and stuff as well at the bottom as well, so you'll need to pay attention to that. And now I do believe that we are going to get the contest live in a second. In fact, let me go over to the thing. Yep. So just about to get the contest live now. So registration is now open. Registration is open for the January Jumpstart. So if you click on the link in the description, register your details, you'll be able to get access to the competition and then join in. And then you've got 48 hours to do it. They do go quick, so don't delay. Do not delay. Do it today. The latest tomorrow morning, because there's 29 people already in it from when the registration happened the other day. So there's only sort of like 70-ish places now to fill up. So they will go fast. So please do not delay if you want to get involved. And then there's going to be more contests in towards the end of the month and then throughout the rest of the year. So if you do happen to miss out, then don't worry. There's plenty more where that came from. Okay, that is it. We are off and running for January. So it's going to be a good year ahead. A lot happening in FTUK. You'll find out more in the next week or so. It's going to be non-farm payrolls next Friday as well. So that's going to be a big live stream to kick the year off as well. And it is going to be good. I think that we are going to have a good year in the markets overall. Paying attention to that stock market, that's for sure. I apologize about my voice. Hopefully I'll be well on the mend for next Friday's non-farm payrolls. Have a fantastic week ahead in the markets, and we will see you all next Friday.